look back. We're going to attack. We're deep attack. We will make it right. No point to look back. We're going to attack.
I get that from my dad. I'm not far from the tree. I flow like I'm a butterfly, sting like a beamer. I hate features. Done my running around with my head in the clouds, been lost and then found. When they woke up and frowned, tell myself I'm the man. I was right to be left. Now I'm back to myself. Who am I to keep on holding you from everything you want? I can see you and see what you want. Who am I to? Who am I? Da, 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 da. Who am I? Da, 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 da. Who am I to keep you in the
going straight, don't know where to go, wanna hide away. I'm reflecting myself. You are no good for me.
Opens of the night, evil creatures made of light.
We will discover in the end that our worst foe lies within, within. Our worst foe lies within. Our worst foe lies within.
Good morning, good afternoon, or even good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to the Belong Arena Clash, and we're now moving on into the playoffs. I'm Digital Bacon. Joining me in the commentary booth, we're at the desk now, is none other than the Eternal Jay. Jay, first of all, how are you doing, my dude?
Not too bad, actually. I had a bit of a bad hair day. I don't know if you can tell at home.
It has been absolutely horrible. It's been thunderstorming outside.
Exactly.
So
very
nice
humid.
To be in the drive in the studio, aren't we?
Yeah, very humid in the cool, air-conditioned studio. It's going to be a great time, obviously. We're in the studio this time. We've been playing at the league play over online. Had a bit of a week break to sort out some of the tiebreakers, some interesting tiebreakers as well. And we're ready to move into our playoff quarter-finals for the day, Bacon. Yes, the top 8 teams are left standing, and only 2 of them can progress to the LAN finals in the Insomnia 65 tournament. You can see, obviously, the bracket on your screen. A couple of interesting matches coming out of this one here, Bacon. Obviously, you can see from the top to the bottom, Pirates, Centurions, Enigmas, Harriers, Lionhearts, Guardians, Arrows, and Claymores. Most of these teams managed to get through their groups pretty confidently, but there is one exception to that. Actually, the boys over on the Tyneside Guardians actually had a 3-way tie to just barely make out of that second seed.
Yeah, so whilst we had a week off last week, they actually had to still play their games. And of course, that 3-way tie all came down to the Tyneside Guardians just being able to clutch it out. So they'll be joining us today. Of course, they've got to take down what is arguably the strongest team in the entire clash. It's the Lionhearts. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that game, Jay, which is... Yep, it's a little bit of a sad one because we only get to see 2 games, and we have got 2 stellar games coming up for you today. It is going to be the Clyde Claymores going up against the Nottingham Arrows, and the MK Enigmas going up against the Kingston Harriers. And these are just... we've been wanting these matchups for so long. When we're looking at these teams, we're like, okay, we have got some absolutely stacked teams, the best in the UK going up against each other. And here, we have got the Nottingham, essentially university team, a real strong group. They've been tearing up the university scene, going up against the Clyde Claymores, arguably some of the best players coming out of Scotland, Jay.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it probably is a little bit underselling sort of like the name tout or the name value on this particular side. Not quite household names on the in sort of the UK sort of Rocket League area, I think. But despite that, though, these guys are actually pretty damn good. As you say, university team and the best team arguably in Scotland over on the Claymore side could make a pretty decent run. I'd say. Certainly a couple of great underdogs. I would say probably two of the slightly more weaker sides, as you say, like the London Lionhearts, for example, being arguably the best team in the entire league, and probably going to be seeing them and the Portsmouth Pirates. What are 2 predictions for the 2 teams to make it into the finals?
Yeah, definitely. But when we look at Nottingham Arrows here, they've been very clever, because if you've watched them, I think they've been on stream twice now, of course, throughout the league play, and they've been trialing out their 4th man, essentially, their sub player, Delta Bacon. Of course, I'm going to straight away love the lad, but he's actually a really strong player. Yeah, lots in common. We're both great wonder subs to this team, and they've been giving him the chance. They've been actually quite smart about knowing, okay, there might be a week that we can't play, of course, with us 3 that we're used to each other, but it's also that case of they're strengthening themselves. They're really getting into the spirit of the competition, knowing that they not only can win it, but also the Belong Arena Clash is for everyone. It's not just for your top pros, essentially, who are out in spades in this tournament, of course, but it's also for the up-and-coming players, the grassroots scene, isn't it, Jay? And they've been giving Delta Bacon a run on the pitch. Wonder if we'll see him today. It's definitely going to be a hard match for both of these 2 teams. Expecting it to go the full 5. I was about to say Switchblade Jay, but it's the Eternal Jay now. Still after all these months. Take it away, my dude.
It's Freecon over on the Claymore's offensive, pinching it close to the net. It will bounce off the post. Nice 0-angle attempt from the Claymore's side on the initial offensive line, but Nottingham Arrows quick to try and turn it around. Calzafay passing it to Freecon, gets it past one of the defenders, but Ozzy is there to quickly return back for the Arrows side. So offensive plays, that's on target from Calzafay, but McLovin is there in the backlines, and they continue to hold the backline. Very aggressive pressure coming in from the Claymores, trying to force out some mistakes from the Arrows. Slight overcommitment, but they can't pass between each other. This offensive will not go well for the blue side of the court.
We've talked about the chemistry of this Nottingham Arrows team, and this is how they're able to just, near enough, hold on to a lot of reservation in that defense. Great little block play come out from McLovin, and it'll be the breakaway that Nottingham Arrows need. You can see Doppler really getting caught up there on one of the Clyde Claymores players as well. It's going to be a nervy start, of course, because this is an elimination match. We cannot put it down to anything else. These teams are going to be so nervy because If they lose out in a series here, that is the end of their Clash run.
And Cal's faded to the backboard trying to set up the offensive for the Claymores, but Arrows are holding pretty decently well so far here in the green half. A couple of good passes coming in, but the inaccuracy will hurt the Claymores, allow Arrows just enough room to breathe, to rotate up to position and get themselves into the defensive. It's Calzafay challenging for the midfield control. Miss out from the next defender, Doppler will be there to put the ball's path out of the line of the net. Gets it over to McLovin. Aussie will eventually get challenged by Calzafay. Still wins it out. Good pass up to a teammate. A little bit too far wide on that particular net, so Arrows will not be able to score the first. Freecant again going to try and look for an awkward touch, and it will go holding in the centre line, at least until the boys on the Arrows are able to take it away. Return back over to that blue box, and really this first goal was yet to come in. Shots on the other hand, though, almost dribbled it up, but one good challenge is all they need to get the defence.
We're talking about the thunderstorms going on outside, Jay, and they seem to also be here on DFH Stadium. Demos coming out from the Clyde Claymores. They're trying to remove their opponents. They're creating opportunities for themselves and creating openings. You can see Boost is such a luxury now for Nottingham Arrows because they're being manhandled. But the thing is, this team is able to weather this storm, it seems. Look at that, all the way down to their opponent's end of the pitch. They're not fussed at all by these dirty tactics. I mean, they're not illegal at all, are they? But no one really likes them unless you're the one committing these demos, of course.
Absolutely not. Big fake coming out from the forward man of the offensive of the Arrows side. It was a little bit off target for that midfield shot, so Claymores can hold on for a little bit longer, and again another wide ball being taken up by the Arrows squad. McLovin with a demo will try back pass over to Doppler, has got to take it away because he sees Freecant in his peripheral vision, and he's got to try and defend against him because one good challenge is all Claymores need, and they almost get a dunk an opportunity. Once again Freecant passing up, second touch is going to take it back. The third man's way too far away from this one. It's a challenge by Doppler. Big commitment from the Claymores, but no punishment from the Arrows, just playing in the corner passively, eventually coming up for a decent shot, but Freecant there with that demo on. McLovin pushes the ball out of the way. Now Calzafay with a breakaway chance. Good challenge on the next man. That's going in. Oh my word! The defensive completely outplayed by one good 50-50.
And what a 50-50 it was. Doppler needed a jump at that one. Unfortunate there, just goes straight up and down. Defender not quick enough to be able to respond to it. That is Clyde Claymore's opening. What I'm going to imagine is the floodgates now, Jay. They've got that opening goal, and both teams are going to just be all scrambling for another goal. We've seen the Nottingham Arrows a bit too happy. They just pass it about, and straight there from McLovin. They need a goal. They've got 120 left, and they're going to try and find it fast.
A slight misposition from Aussie. Couldn't quite capitalise on the opportunity created by his teammates. Now Clyde Claymores try and set up the counter-attack. It's quickly returned back, however, over to the midfield. In the blue half, set up for McLovin with a dunk down chance, but Freecant gets himself into contention, and he gets the ball out of dodge. McLovin, back pass up to Doppler. Nice on target, but taken away by shots this time, as the Claymores fall right back and fall back forward into the midfield. Shots bouncing. Freecant takes it to the corner, bounces to the centre line where Shots does look for another good opportunity at the redirect, but it will be denied by the Arrows squad.
Arrows trying everything. They are looking strong at the moment. The opportunities they're creating themselves are good, but it's just the prowess, the mechanical skill. I can't blame him for the attempt here, Jay. It was a bold one. When you've got 30 seconds left, you've got to throw it all out of the window, and here the kitchen sink has just smashed that window. He forgot to open it beforehand.
Yeah, big mistakes from Aussie and McLovin right there. Trying to defend against it, missed the ball entirely, mid-positioned himself, and that was pretty open for the shot. Aussie, as you say, had no choice but to go for that save. It did not work out well for them, and a double commit on the offensive for the Arrows will go wide once again. Claymores continuing to hold their lead at 2-0, trying to make it 3 here on the part of Shots. Bumps one player out of the defensive, passing from Freecant, allows a chance for the next, but it will not happen for him. McLovin now just taking it out towards a pass up for Doppler. They've got to make this sequence work relatively well, but one good disruption from Shots might throw the whole thing off, and indeed it does. Calzafay able to return to the green half, and it will hit 0 on the timer. We will be seeing the first game go to the favour of Clyde Claymores, but a serious sort of stalemate for basically the entire first half of the game.
Yeah, when you look at that, it near enough came down to 2 mistakes actually from the Arrows, wasn't it? You know, that 50-50, which, don't get me wrong, is yes, a mistake, but also a great play coming out from the Claymores there to force that 50-50 and knowing how to do it very well, naturally. But at that same time, that second goal, which was the attempt at, say, putting crossbar down, another player can come pick it up and then try and do a runaway with it, it was a risky move, didn't pay off, and so a 2-0 victory, I don't think that tells the full story of the game, and naturally going forward, the Claymores aren't going to be thinking, they can run away. They're not all giggles. They're just going to be having to be careful now, because they're probably angered the Nottingham Arrows, who will come out of the gate really aggressive, because you saw in the first half of that game anyway, they were very reserved, looking for passes, not looking for goals straight away. That changed up into the latter last minute, and they looked dangerous in that minute.
Well, of course, there's a little bit of breathing room for the boys on the green side, excuse me. So it is best of 7 for the playoffs, Bacon, not best of 5 anymore. So chances still available for both sides, and plenty of breathing room on the part of the Arrows and Claymores. It's starting things off in that blue half once again. Freakant up to Shots. Good shot from Shots. And a fantastic pass puts the first in much quicker this time, Bacon.
I've been watching Shots for years now, Jay, from the from the community scene, essentially, and his growth. And it is just always that name rings true with him, because he can just put shot upon shot upon shot upon shot on there, and they always ring true with a goal.
And look at this kickoff as well. Freakant with his own chance to style on the Arrows side. And just as long as it took them to get 2 goals in the first game, the polar opposite for the second. 4:36 on the clock. Is a 2-0 already for the Clyde Claymores.
Nottingham Arrows, they've got a problem right now. The target is now 2 goals. That's very far ahead. They're named after, of course, naturally Robin Hood and all of that, and this is not going to be a competition that will be as easy for them.
It's Doppler into the centre line, trying to set up a dunk down opportunity for his second teammate coming forward. Instead, it's returned back by Calzafay and the rest of the Claymores, who shoot to score and do not miss. Third on the board for Claymores. Again, we're not even past the 60-second marker of game 2.
Don't even have enough time to swallow my drink there, Jay. It's a big problem. Got a little bit of indigestion from that now, lads. Come on. I thought I'd have enough time for Jay to do his play-by-play thing and me to be able to take a sip of water, but no. These lads are on an absolute roll, and they look to keep on continuing these feel-good times.
Yeah, Arrow struggling this time around. It was a very nice defensive being posted up by them, but Claymores are finding every single angle they need and breaking down every defensive wall being put up by the Arrows. Freakant over to Calzafay. Good dribble past the first man, not past the second. He loses enough control of the ball for it to just have to be recovered by Shots, and it is taken control by Arrows instead. Freakant missed to the midfield. Controlled in again towards that corner. Shot set up by McLovin, but Calzafay able to take it away. Doppler holds the midfield control, and Ozzy tees it off once again. That sets up Shots more than anything else. We might try passing into Calzafay over here. Calzafay's actually completely rotated away. Freakant into the centre as Shots tries to pass into him. Dunk down chance. Nice redirect, but Ozzy there to block it at the line, make sure that it would not go further than a good redirect. And the midfield control, Arrows, McLovin, shot in. This is a chance, but Doppler a little bit too late to the mark. Couldn't quite punch it home.
Yeah, unfortunate there. And you'll notice that the Claymores are getting a little bit overconfident, Jay. Their boost management skill has not been there, but the problem is Nottingham Arrows are not punishing them enough. They're now breaking down with their confidence, and you can see they're a bit too scrambly. They're jumping at opportunities, but they're not strong enough for them to take.
Yeah, Claymores were my prediction for this particular matchup. So they're currently proving exactly why. You know, they are again probably a very respectable squad to say the least about this particular matchup, and you know, not to say take anything away from the Arrows side. So they have run up a decent fight so far, but in second game it's already starting to crumble, with the Claymores showing us why they were arguably the favourites in this particular series. Demos coming in on the back line here. Claymores finally getting a bit of pressure against them, but it's returned just as soon as I say that, with Arrows unable to defend against it. I say that, and the shot coming in from Shots is taken away by Doppler. He still holds down some backboard control. Calzafay into the corner. Freakant there to receive it. You have to challenge 50-50, get demoed for his trouble. Leave it for Calzafay to dunk it down off the backboard. Good control. Second touch is going to go too far wide, and the third opportunity to recover will not be taken.
It is looking so menacing. There it is, the goal coming in from Freakant. What a sequence this was as well. Look at Shots here. Prime off the backboard. McLovin not quick enough to get into it. Does get a touch eventually, but it's with the ground, and it is just nearing a point blank. Freakant jumps in on it and just pops that in the net. 5-0. This is just harsh on the Nottingham Arrows. We were not expecting it to be so night and day to this series.
Oh, Freecon, another dunk down opportunity. And the Arrows better be taking some notes right about now. At 6-0, 2 minutes and 7, this game is a loss for the Arrows squad. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board and probably take the next couple of minutes to play passive, maybe just have a chat about things, decide on where they're going to go, how they're going to adjust, because adjustments need to be made off the back of this one. You know, they've had a lot of potential in that first game, you know, plenty of opportunities available to them. The defensive was holding pretty true, was one of the most standout points for the Arrows in that first game. But in this second game, the opposite could be said at the moment.
Yeah, when you look at the Arrows now, the reason why, since about that fourth goal went in, they've looked a little bit weaker is that they're trying different things. That was a double commit. They were aiming for a pinch to it, Jay. So it was a purposeful double commit where they're just trying to get the ball downfield. They're playing with different tactics right now, Nottingham Arrows, and they're all coming up tails. They haven't found one that is their heads right now. Nice little impasse there from McLum, but Ozzy, of course, was not going to commit on that. If it didn't hit true, really hurt them. So Nottingham Arrows, yes, might be looking a little bit naff just purely because 6-0 is a real harsh scoreline, but they're taking that in their stride and it's not going to be telling off the rest of this. You can see right now that the Clyde Claymores aren't getting close to that net as often, and everything's just sort of evened out. Game 3 is going to be a little bit harder for the Claymores, and that's just because Nottingham Arrows have had time in this one to adapt and learn their opponents.
Claymores still at 6-0, trying to make it a 7th here for Cal's a face shot. Ozzy were able to take it away with the defensive holds true. Nice pass in, and Ozzy blocks it for a second time. The time is a ticking. And again, such a difficult scoreline to overcome. This one was done at half-time, and it looks like it might just be the same right here. Going pass back to Ozzy, nice chance. Top one rotation takes out Calzafay, takes out some of the Claymore's offensive pressure in that green half as Ozzy dribbles up. Nice sequence from him, but Freecon able to take it away. Doppler there with a chance. Can't dunk it down though. Two players committing to that on the Arrows. Throws the ball completely out of whack. Good bump onto the back line, but just not enough to capitalize upon it. So 14 seconds approaching the final 10-second countdown. Another good shot coming through, blocked by Calzafay. Shots there to say it up for Freecon, who keeps it in the midfield, alongside shots going back to that backboard for one last time. By the time we'll hit 0, and that will confirm what we already know, that this game is over, and it's Claymore's 2-0 up in the series.
Yeah, Claymore's just looking to absolutely cut through their opponents right now, Jay. They are not... They're not even merciful about it. 6-0 is harsh. Like we said in that last sort of minute and a half, 2 minutes, yes, the Nottingham Arrows were coming back into it, but you'll notice that the Claymores did pull back a little bit themselves as well, and that's purely because they don't want to give up their strats. They don't want to give an environment, of course, to their opponents where they can learn everything. So going into Game 3, normally in Rocket League, after we see such a blowout game, over the weekend we were commentating on stuff, Jay, and there was a massive, I want to say it was a 6-2 result, and then the next game turned out to be a 1-0. That is very common in Rocket League because you get those situations like we just saw there, and then in the next one, both teams are fighting on all cylinders, and defense becomes a priority.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like it's all a case of just like adapt and adjust, and we saw a little bit of adjustment coming through throughout the course of that game for the Arrows. For the Claymores, the same could also be said for them. They're about to have a chance to adjust right here. Arrows also the same on their part. You know, everything about, you know, just taking those 2 minutes to try and figure out where they're going to go from here, how they're going to approach the course of this third game. 2-0 again sits to the Claymore side. It's an early offensive start. Good challenges from Ozzy and co. Doppler, can he get here to an open net? Yes, he can! And the misread from Calzafay will cost. Here we go. Arrows with their first lead of the series.
And their first goal of the series. This is going to be a massive confidence boost to the Arrows there, Jay. It wasn't an amazing goal by any sort. It was just a nice opportunist moment. But this is what you need when you're in this situation. You've got to remember, the Clyde Claymores are 2-0 up, but this is a best of 7. You've got to win 4 to take the series. So that safety net has been used up from the Nottingham Arrows, but it's okay. They can still drop another one and be safe. Of course, you don't want to. Oh, Calzafay, what a threading of the needle here.
And nice pass up to Shots, taking it to the corner. Doppler and Ozzy had no idea how to read that ball. Too close to each other. And one small mistake will cost them on the Arrow side. We're back in at evens, back to square one in the first 60 seconds. First 32 seconds, in fact. Freecon trying to see if he can turn this opportunity around. No one in the net. That's a big, big mistake, and it might cost them, but A block in from Doppler will just keep the ball in the box. Available for the clear, the Nottingham Arrows. Now's McLovin's chance here on the counter-attack. Off to the backboard. Slow ball, so shots can take it away. Still intercepted. 2 players commit to that one. Now Calzafe's got all the room to breathe. McLovin comes in from the side and takes it over to the corner once again.
You gotta remember the absolute talent that is on the Claymores. Like I said, some of the best in UK. When we look at Calzafe and Freecomp, both playing for Team Shazoo, going really far in other tournaments around the scene, such as DreamHack and whatnot. So you've got to be really sort of cautious when you're going up against them if you're not in a marriage, Jay. They have been able to see them, of course, on streams before. It's a big step up from their university plays, but they've got that chemistry. Oh, so close. This is it. When that chemistry breaks down, they are a weak team, but when they're all communicating with each other, you can see these shots come in, and they do look so formidable.
Felt like that double commitment was a damn near fake on the Arrows' part, and still bumps coming out. They still hold pressure into the Claymores' half. Once you cleared out to the midfield and over to the corners, McLovin gets it past shots, trying to beat out Calzafe. He's successful on that one. Freecant's too far forward, but no one else from Arrows can be in position to punish it. Still to the backboard. McLovin's rotating back for boost. Calzafe will be able to adjust. And Doppler being forced to fall back. McLovin takes control. Past the first man, not past Freecant. Calzafe's there for the redirect. A chance available right inside that box. It's got to be a 50-50, and it will be successful for the Arrows for the moment. But again, that pressure from Claymores has proven to be very deadly over the course of this series. And at halftime, they still stand at 1-1, but chances available. McLovin has to take that ball away. Too dangerous. Shots or Freecant could have come forward and very easily set this up to Calzafe. Once again, they will attempt for that play. Backboard, sideboard into the corner. Shots will take it off the ceiling. Crease waterfalls it in front of the net. And Calzafe, perfect chance of the dime.
This now needs to be a breakaway from the Arrows, but that the retreat from Doppler there, he needed to be downfield for a cherry picker moment. Unfortunately, it didn't come through. He has intercepted his ball, Jay, so this is a nice little setup, but that bounce super awkward. McLovin coming in to keep the pressure, but not a teammate on the opposite end, so this is just pressure, keeping the back end, and essentially just try and buy a bit of time to get back into defense.
Dribbles and flicks, shot set something up. Aussie challenged by Calzafe. Demo in on shot, should take him out of the play for the moment, as Doppler just can't seem to pass to the midfield. Aussie completely out reading that ball's path. McLovin will try and control, but it's blocked by Freecant. McLovin has got to leave it for Aussie, but it's Calzafe coming back in. Doppler also going high. Shots will try and receive him, meet him directly at the midfield line. Sets up Freecant, no one in the net. Off the backboard, second touch chance is denied by Aussie, as Freecant just has not got enough boost to keep his car high enough. Demos in on McLovin will take out shots, and backboard players will get set up again by the Arrows on the other half of the field, but it's blocked away by Clyde Claymores, excuse me. It's Calzafe over to the corner. Aussie again challenging. Over to McLovin. The boom back downfield onto the backboard, but no one's far forward enough to commit to the shot on the Arrows' part.
Just admiring this now, because you notice that the Arrows are looking so much better. Oh! So good there. Shots unlucky, I will say, but this little passing play from Aussie, put it into his centre. The Claymores really off guard. You'll notice their positioning was not set up. They got overconfident. They felt they were building. They had great control boost on the pitch, Jay, but they had left the route in 2 net open, and McLovin, seeing that, was able to put it away. That is now the lead for Arrows, but 45 seconds left, 3/4 of a minute, and Claymores are on the attack.
Oh, Freecant over. Not quite able to get it set up, but Calzafe's on the right-hand side of the net, able to receive, set up shots for the shots, and he's happy to take it directly at point blank. Again, Arrows hesitating for a moment, not having everyone back far enough, trying to bump players out of position, and too busy on the commitments. If that touch on the backboard had gone well, that would have been a clear away and a save. But as it stands, we're 2-2, 35 seconds on the clock. And look at a kickoff again going well for the Claymore side. Freecant bounce back into Calzafe, perfectly set up for the shot, but Doppler takes it away. Shot still comes in, tries to get it back to Calzafe on the corner. Breakaway chance for the Arrows as McLovin controls in alongside Doppler on the right-hand side, goes to the backboard, in towards McLovin. Shot on target, the bump is not successful from Doppler. Shots there with a save, a slow ball from Aussie, but Shots is happy to control that one. Aussie back over to to McLovin in the midfield, challenged again by Cows. And McLovin, 33 points of boost, leaves it for a teammate. A soft touch on the ball, Freakant, and Shots break away with the aerial dribbles to the backboard, to the centre. Shot for Freakant is going to go high and slow, and it will go wide. We're in overtime for game 3.
Absolutely DEFCON 2 scenario there right at the end in front of that Claymore's goal. And then the turnaround to the Arrow side. Incredible stuff. But we are into the overtime. The first overtime we have seen in the playoffs. It'll be one to remember, I'm sure of it, Jay.
Let's see how much memories can be claimed out of this one. It's Arrows on the back foot initially. Claymores, backboard plays and offensive coming through. Shots over to that corner as Freakant demos that McLovin opens up a chance and opens up a gap for Calzafay to slip it past the last line. 29 seconds in. It's a 3-game series so far for the Claymores. 3-2 in game 3.
No one was ready for Shots there. You saw one of the defenders from the Arrows trying to go out to take that boost. As soon as he saw Shots and got it, he didn't know where to go from it. It was just absolutely confused. Last man was in the centre of net, so of course didn't have the momentum to make that save. And it was just a beautiful little setup from Shots to seal the deal, essentially, in game 3. And Jay, this is getting closer and closer to looking like a 4-0, which scares me massively.
Well, also got to consider the statistical advantage as well for the Claymores, because, and a fun fact for you, it is extremely difficult to reverse sweep a best of 7 in Rocket League. I think it's happened 8 times in the course of the past 4 years of recorded history in Rocket League.
Records. So in like your competitive matches, I think it's been up to just reach double digits recently, like over the weekend. But that's 10 times I've known that a reverse sweep in competitive Rocket League has happened.
As a result, Arrows are severely limited in their options. They've got to find miracles to try and make this happen. It's Clyde Claymores on match point. They win this game, they move to the semi-finals, and look at the shots coming in from Freakant. You would have thought that would have gone wide and hit the post, but not to be. Claymores strike first yet again.
What a squeaky clean hit. Look at that. Doesn't even touch the post, Jay. It just slides right on in. Bravo.
Absolutely. Clyde Claymores. An early statement again in this game. Arrows have to adjust. They have to find a way back into this one. The ball goes over to the corner. Ozzy just biding his time against Shots. Actually, yeah, well, he's out. 2 quick fake outs. Shots available for a chance. Sets up Freakant, but Ozzy, inserting himself in the play, is just able to take it away for the Arrows side. That looked dangerous for a number of challenges on the part of the Claymores, though. As Arrows tries to set up that pressure once again into the box. Ozzy's going to be denied by Freakant, who clears it right back down. Shots for the redirect chance, leaves it for a teammate on the right-hand side. Freakant does insert himself into the play one more time. And pass back over to Calzafay, not going to happen today.
This needs to be a charging moment coming out from Nottingham. You've got to remember as well, this is squeaky bum time for them, Jay. They've got to pull off 4 game wins in a row to stay alive in the Arena Clash and move on to the semis.
Ooh.
And it just keeps getting harder for them. Defense not able to withstand 3 players there in the end. Freakant pulling off the all-important goal to put them 2-0 ahead.
Yeah, 2 players coming out of the net after Shots is set up to the crossbar, and Freakant knew he had a nice open position to work with. So many places he could have put the ball, and any one of them would have worked. 2-0 for Claymores. And Arrows, again, things start to crumble to pieces for the green half. McLovin and Shots challenging for ball control, setting up for Calzafay here. Nice redirect, blocked off by Doppler just about. A good read on a good sequence. Is still going close towards it. Freakant almost recovers, but not to be. Calzafay can't get there in time. The clear comes back over to that blue half. Shots with a big miss. Chance available. Good shot from Doppler. Hard angle to hit. 0 angle score for the Nottingham Arrows.
Doppler for me is the player I absolutely love most in this Nottingham Arrows team. I saw a tweet from him not that long ago. We're talking last few weeks, where he was saying it was only about a year ago that he actually reached Grand Champ, and then since then he has just been grinding with this team. He is one of those players where he's got massively high hopes and ambitions. He's having to weigh that with also, you know, doing his university work and that, trying to get his degree. And this is a lad that's trying to grind away. He's made great friends here in McLovin and Ozzy, and they're harbouring such a feel-good time team. And it shows, like I said earlier, the chemistry. They just got to keep it going. And they're going up against some absolute Ravager Scotsman there on the Claymore side, and they know how to fight, Jay.
They've proven it time and time again here. Beating out with sheer skill power, I'd say, more than team play on the part of the Claymore side. Arrows just can't quite seem to match that firepower at the moment. Still only within 1 goal, though, so it still could turn around at the drop of a hat. You know, we're at half-time, so 2 minutes and 30. The score just 1 on the equaliser. It will get difficult if Claymore score this next setup, which they almost did right there. But Aussie is able to block it off. McLovin can come forward, pinch it off the sideboard. No boost to carry it further than this. And the 100 stolen from the midfield by the Claymore squad. Just 2 players have to rotate back. Doppler's got to carry this forward with nothing. Off the backboard one more time. It's Calzafay and Freecamp, both playing to the right-hand side of the field. McLovin comes forward, takes away 1. It's a demo in against shots to Doppler, excuse me. Aussie will still come in with a shot against it, but it will be taken away by the Claymore's defensive. Again, holding pretty true so far. A couple of dangerous balls being taken by the Arrow side. Again, they can't quite seem to capitalise and go past that final hurdle.
Oh, that would have been the opportunity there, but a great, almost lucky hit, actually, Jay, there. This defense is just holding up. Little double commit there, it'll be fine because Freecamp can run away with it. Oof, lucky touch up in the air. But it's essentially because they're just continuously sending 1 man to the ball, and then they'll let the second man rotate in. They're making sure they don't double commit, and they're putting on this attack, Jay, just massively wide balls. That double commit right there is what hurt them. You see McLovin caught up.
And that's the thing we've seen a lot of the time over the course of the arena clash, is those 3 players all committing to one side of the net. And obviously that double commit was part of a wider sort of defensive commitment from the Arrows. And, you know, it's a common thing for pros to say, hey, double commits are fine so long as they work. But that's an example of it not working on the part of the Arrows. Conceding back to a 2-goal lead and with less time to recover it than the 1-goal lead. 60 seconds on the clock, and Arrows a bit of pressure into the blue half, but they have to get a goal pretty much now. Big mistake open, chance to punish, but Calzafay still comes in with the save, still comes in with the clutch essentially for the Claymores, and the demo in from Freecon allows Calzafay to shoot to the crossbar. Shots to come in with a shot of his own, and it will go right in the back of the net. What a counter-attack sequence from the Clyde Claymores.
And with that, Jay, I think we're done. Just attack after attack. All 3 players from the Claymores going up into that one. You can't blame them. If they can get that goal, they've near enough secured it. They can just sit in defense now, essentially, and just hold everything off. Doppler with the chance. Okay, we might not just be done right now.
They're still going to get 2 though, Bacon. I mean, we've seen it done before, but how many times is this going to be one of those lucky few opportunities for the Arrows to stay alive? Again, the long road starts with a single step. This might be that step, but as you say, 48 seconds to go.
Yeah, Twitch chat right now, if any team required your energy, it is the Nottingham Arrows. They are such a good bunch of friends, and right now they need 35 seconds and a miracle. Freecant on the ball, Jay. He's gonna just hold this up. Look at it.
Going to get the aerial up towards the midfield over to Calzafay. Burst back over to the Arrows side. It's McLovin in and out. Shots trying to rotate. McLovin will try shoot towards the net, but he's running out of time. Calzafay there. The counter-attack. Freecant's there to receive it and try and keep it away from Arrows players. They've got a breakaway now. 10 seconds to score 1 and follow that up with a kickoff. And every time Shots is able to intercept, he's able to deny every opportunity. Good save there, but I think it may have run out of time. Indeed it has. And although they'll keep it alive, it will not matter much for the Arrows. It's Clyde Claymores with a 4-2 game 4 and a 4-0 series. Yes, a very dominant affair from them in the end, even though that first game looked so close from both sides. You know, like I said, stalemate is the best word to describe it, and unfortunately, it was only for game 1 is where that really applied.
Yeah, and you'll just notice the confidence. You saw the team breaking down at many points, and it really actually hurts me to write 4-0 on my notepad here, Jay, because this was a series that, like I said, I thought it could go all the way, but it was just those double commits, even triple commits coming out from Nottingham Arrows, which really hurt them. Because yes, when you're going up against the Clyde Claymores, they are, well, some of the players anywhere are on like top 30 teams in the whole of EU, you know. These are massively stacked players, and Nottingham Arrows knew that, and I think a lot of panic got to them today.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think I kind of described it a lot more in terms of like, you know, the balance of skill essentially. It's a team that are playing as a team versus a team that are playing with skill. In the case of the Claymore side, you know, as you were saying, top 30 in EU, a lot of those players, that's no slouch at all. You know, that's a very, very. I think it kind of really proves the point of how good those guys can really be. And unfortunately, that is just really what won them the match overall. You know, the fact that they always had the striking power, they were always on position. Something that I can't say the same thing about the Arrows, but there's a lot of potential in our side. You know, again, the chemistry there is so good.
Oh yeah, definitely. When it comes around to next season, I think with time the Arrows are just going to develop like a fine wine. You know, this is one where down the line, this is going to be a team that could possibly make finals next year, but it's just too soon. It's too early. They haven't gone through their training yet. They're still little Padawans. They aren't fully fledged Jedis.
I think
in the Arena Clash series.
That's a new metaphor. I think you've used the fine wine one though before, like many times before. You love it. Like aging
there
like
are
a
only
fine
so
wine.
many metaphors, Jay.
I know, exactly. Well, regardless, I think we're going to take a look at the bracket, if I'm correct in thinking, so we can have a look, see specifically where things are going to go to in that regard. Nope, apparently not.
So. We haven't got an updated bracket because remember that was a 4-0, so the other matches is still going on. Jay,
Indeed.
You're thinking too fast. You're getting way ahead of yourselves. Hopefully after the break we do have something. But we do have this. The next match coming up on your screens is going to be the MK Enigmas versus the Kingston Harriers. What I'm arguably calling my highlight match of the evening.
Absolutely.
Like, this is an incredibly stacked one. You've got MK Enigmas, Cynical Triss, Magu and Evade going up against the Kingston Harriers, Taggers, Max Owens and Belsifor. Belsifor is one which I'm going to be keeping my eye on very closely because this is the make or break player of the team. If he's got confidence, if he's on form that day, this is a killer squad. On the MK Enigmas though, all those lads, for me, Magu, the standout player there, playing on the old Bolo side, you know, during like Renegade Cups and all of that. Jesus, that lad, when he pops off, you better be scared of him.
Yeah, and so many players that are great playing around him as well. Cynical, obviously, being a really great sort of player that's also been playing in stuff like the Insomnia Championships and the UK lands. And I think also he was something.
He's been coaching some of the top teams as well, like
in
the RORS level.
Of course.
So, yeah, he's a lad that knows his stuff.
Yeah, and Triss also being another man that's trying to focus on. But I don't think we've got much more time to talk about those guys. I think we're about to jump straight in.
We're a little bit early, unless someone hasn't clicked the rewind button to the back of this to the start of the series.
Of course, yes. But obviously, as we're saying, you know, like some really big talent on both sides of the equation. You know, like if I had to go for a prediction, I think I would go Enigmas though. That's where I'm thinking. What do you think?
Oh, it's a hard one.
Let me tell you right. I sat here about 20 minutes thinking about like all the aspects around this, and that's the result I came to because genuinely I could not tell you. Like, you know, it's a very difficult match, I think.
For me, I think just Enigmas have that little extra edge just from consistency.
Yeah,
that is essentially it. The Kingston Harriers, they have got incredible players, but when they haven't been playing together for so long or at the highest scene, it just hurts them a little bit. In the MK Enigmas, I can look to each one of those players and know their sort of back history. I can't say the same for the Kingston Harriers, where they're just emerging onto that level, and they're great players. We're not knocking them down at all, but it's just that you go with history, you go with your stats over your gut feeling sometimes, and that, for me, is why I would also pick the Enigmas. The problem is, how many games to each side, Jay?
Oh, I'm going to go 4-2. 4-2. I have a bit of faith.
With the safe one. That's it. 4-2 is always the safe one. It's like if it's the best of 5, you go, 3-1. That's the safe bet. You know, 4-2.
No, but it's not a safe bet to me. Like I genuinely believe that Harriers have a lot of potential. Again, both sides have very reputable players, so. Let's see who's going to come out on top of the MK Enigmas. Already striking first, 7 seconds into game number 1. They've got the first above the Harriers.
I mean, we sort of did get a spoiler earlier, but we did not know it was this early in. An absolutely explosive start on the kickoff there from both Triss and Cynical. Great stuff from them.
Big stuff again for the MK Enigmas. Kingston Harriers on the back foot for a moment here. A great save, as you say, from Belf. Triss here for the backboard place. Almost got it on angle as well. That was a very, very difficult shot to hit. If you managed to angle that to get that in, that would have been like a that would be like a Reddit clip worthy sort of shot, to be honest, because that's virtually impossible to do with the physics of the Rocket League.
I'm a little bit upset as well that There's Max washed there. I just feel bad for Max Ernst saying he's washed. Like, come on, dude, have a bit of confidence with yourself.
Well, let's see if Max Ernst can find that confidence in this series and prove that he's definitely not washed. So right now, MK Enigmas get to the back ball where Max is ready and waiting, but he can't get the save on this one. It's Triss with the second goal for the Enigma side. It's still just 60 seconds into game one.
Beautiful little sequence there. The 1-2-1, the real Chucker Brothers moments going on.
Indeed, yes. 2-0. I love that. That was actually a really good reference. I like that. 2-0 again. Enigmas looking confident in our first game. Harriers run away in the midfield. Tag Matter. Actually, even for Balthazar, almost got it on target as well. Sonical there with the defensive. They gotta go ahead and fall back. Max is there, but Bell still goes for the shot. It's off the post. So close as well.
Told you to keep an eye on him.
Tag getting back over to Belth. Max holds down the midfield. Eventually passing back over to Belth so I can keep it away from the MK Enigma's offensive line. Eventually, they should be able to clear it back out. Indeed, Cynical will take it to the ceiling. Balthazar is there on the backboard, able to clear any sort of backboard play for Harriers' side. That being said, though, not going to happen on the part of the offensive so far.
Maybe Max is just telling us, like, he's not washed in the sense of gameplay style, that he's just had a shower. That could be it. He's a clean boy, and we expect a lot of clean hits from him.
Well, so far looking pretty good, I think, from himself. Not able to turn it into a goal as of right now here for the Harriers side. MK Enigmas back in their half. Harriers with a great strike on towards them, and they will be able to finally score that first. Tag Matter, Mr. Coneman, on with the first for his side.
Yep, Tagger's here. Just a nice, clean hit. Not too much power on it, because remember, that's a real awkward bounce as well. You've got to pre-jump into that, essentially. And he's got the experience. We know he's a top ones player in the UK. We're talking probably top 10 right there. And then on the 3v3 scale, he never gets the same sort of level, but that's just not finding teammates. Here he's been playing with Balthazar and Max Ernst, and he's been loving his time over at the Kingston Harriers. Who knows, this could be a team that make it through the finals. This is like our little wild card, isn't it, really, Jay?
Slight mispositions from the Harriers for the moment, though. This could still end up being a bit of an awkward time. Max turns over to Belth. Opportunity for Tag Matter to dunk right down inside the net. What a sequence and a recovery from the Harriers. That absolutely should not have been scored.
Balthazar with that pass up. I don't think he expected it. It was just a happy little accident.
I think that's going to take my MVP award for this week, Bacon.
Oh, yes.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Harriers 2-2 like that. This could be the turning point in game number one as Balthazar and Tag Matter put it into the box, taken away by two players on the pinch. MK Enigmas have one man in the midfield, and Evade will get back to the backboard, ready for the dunk down chance on the part of Cynical. It's not going to happen just yet. Max Ernst turns it over to the green half. A very dangerous clear there from Triss. Opens up a chance for Belth again. Tag Matter will get towards the corner as the demo comes in. Chance for Max Ernst to go for the strike. It's not going to happen. It's going to be taken away by Evade, but even more demos coming in for the Enigma's side. Still a good flick. 2 players, 3 players on the triple commit for the Enigma's side. Just about keep it out of dodge.
Yeah, Evade members stepping in today for Magoo. So,
oh!
I was going to say, we'll have to see how this goes. Are they weaker or are they stronger? Cynical on his own. He knows how to put a bit of work in. Look at that solo play.
Absolutely brilliant. Self-passing from the corner. Textbook solo Rocket League right there. For the MK Enigmas, it reinstates their lead. Harriers, just when they get themselves started on the momentum. Still plenty of chances available for them. Still 1 minute and 45 to get themselves only a single goal. Balthazar with the great ball control, sends it off to Taggers. Pass back over to Balthazar. Great self pass. That's right on target, but one good block from Triss is all they need to take it away. Still, Max Ernst continues to apply the pressure. Balthazar over to the corner. Tag Matters back in the blue half, passes up to Max Ernst, but it's going to be beaten to the ball by Evade, who gets the counter attack set up, goes for the solo play of his own right, and he doesn't miss that one either.
Way too much of an overcommitment here. When Max Ernst were up on the backboard, you know, keeping the ball up there, that should have been the case for his 2 teammates to go back into defense. Make sure they're topped up, you know, got 100 boost, and then start from the back once again. Just basically hand the ball over and allow their opponents to play into them. But no, they thought the attack was still going to keep on going. just overcommitted to this scenario, Jay.
Oh,
What's it
good
say?
block by Tagmata. Reading the ball coming in from Triss and able to take it away. Evade will come in with a shot of his own right. And Maxens is there for the defensive this time. Is Cynical going to go high? Take it off the backboard. Bounce in towards the centre line. Perfect chance for Triss, but he takes it too far high and too far wide to the right-hand side. Balthazar back over to the midfield. Triss there with the strike. Taggers will take it away one more time. Cynical back over to the sideboard, onto the backboard again, setting up Evade for a chance. He takes it left-hand side though. And Harriers just being stalled for time at this stage. They realise that they've got a 2-goal lead on the Enigma's side, and therefore they can just maintain control from this stage and still win out the matchup. It's finally Balthazar, breakaway back over to the green half, bouncing off the ceiling crease. Got to leave it for a clear up from Triss. 30-second gong sounds. Harriers still trying to break out of their half, still trying to get away from the Enigma's offensive line, and a mistake is forced from Cynical. That's probably going to be game one to the favour of the Enigma's side.
Yeah, Enigma's taken that one, and it just comes down to them being able to crank it up, essentially, when it's needed. Their counter's just really, really strong. Kingston Harriers, I like what they're doing with their attacks. Their problem is just that overcommitment. They're trying to put too much pressure down. They're not so squeaky clean those rotations out. I just like them to pull that offensive line back to the midfield instead of trying to be about 25%, you know, into about the quarter-way mark of the Enigma's side. That's their problem at the moment, I reckon.
There you go, first on the board for the Enigmas, but for a few moments there, it looked like maybe it might have been the Harriers side, Bacon. Like, that was a real back and forth affair. Yeah, I mean, some good team plays, especially. Like, you know, I absolutely love the fact that most of the sequences that set up the goals from the part of the Harriers were all down to all three players getting involved with some sort of passing play or backboard play or, you know, pressure play, essentially. I absolutely love that match.
Yeah, what I'd like to see a little bit more as well could be some more infield passes.
Yes.
They're trying to use the backboard a little bit too much and just use the pressure from there. Hope that someone's in the middle. But no, they need to start working on those infield passes, essentially to pull out those defenders. Naturally, in those cases, you're coming at them with the ball, you're going to have someone coming out to defend you. Put the ball inside and into net. Easy peasy, like that. The problem is, where they're going for the backboard, that first player going out to defend is going to be able to make the defense, make the block, and keep it away. It's just they've got to be a little bit cleaner with their attacks and, like I said, get past their opponents. Use high IQ players.
Yeah, got to be a bit cleaner and a bit more versatile, I'd say, as well. You know, when you're going for one single strat over and over and over again, you can only get so far with it until eventually your team.
An old record.
Yeah, you know, it's like you know, it's only so long before you get so familiar with the play and you're able to counter it. So. Harriers still a chance available for them. They just have to get this done. They have a great start off the kickoff. Over to the green half, set up for Max. Good opportunity. Tagmata challenged again by Evade. Run up by Cynical. Beaten out by no one. Triss will pass over to Evade in the midfield. Bounce off the floor crease. No real setup here for the Enigmas so far. They just got a little bit of light pressure. A much slower paced game in this one compared to game number one.
Again, that's nothing we normally see in Rocket League. After you get a very explosive game one, we saw 7 goals in total. This one probably a 1 or 2, maybe even 3 if we get lucky affair. That's just how normal patterns are with Rocket League.
Harriers slowing the pace down. Ooh, big miss from Balthazar. Maxens and Belf passing back to Tagmata, but he's in the same position.
Jay, that was same I didn't want to see.
Yeah, same positions and everything here from the Harriers squad. Certainly could have been a nice infield pass that you were talking about. Did not work out in the end. It's a pass back from Cynical to Triss over on the Enigma's offensive. Kingston Harriers back on their backboard quite a lot. Eventually they are forced to back off because of a lack of boost on the part of the Enigmas. It's still Cynical to the backboard. It's Maxens over to Balthazar, passes back over to the box, denied by Triss. Tagmata will come in with a strike of his own right, passing up to a teammate over to the backboard, bumps in, chance available. Max still puts it inside the box, but no one else can come in with a shot.
Yeah, they're doing nice on their little build-up plays. The problem is there's no finish into it, Jay. There's no one in the box to be able to send it away. They're all up to the side. It is hurting them. That was a clean, easy, open net shot. Like, I wouldn't even call this a snipe, you know. This was just straight up over the player who was trying to rotate to center. Yikes.
There you go. First on the board for MK Enigmas, a bit of a struggle. Again, very slow play from both sides, but will this be the pace pickup? Maybe it might actually be for Maxons. Good kickoff for him. Pass back to Balthazar. He's got a bit of an open net. They're going to have to try and adjust. It's a bit slow for the Harriers, and Tag Matter will take it back to the corner again, bouncing it up and over. Chance for Maxons, challenging onto Triss. That ball is still on target. Tag Matter here for the dunk down. It will bounce off the backboard, and the Harriers will have to fall back for boost. Cynical will challenge for one. Triss will come over and pinch it back into the centre line for Evade to take a shot to the backboard. No one there to clear it. Second opportunity for the redirect, but it will be taken wide this time by the MK Enigmas.
Got to be careful, Enigmas, right now, because you can see their opponents are getting a lot better on their defensive, and they're trying to go for a counter right now. Cynical getting blocked out there for a 50-50. Good stuff from Evade to get up in the air that early, and Cynical seeing that as well. That was a massive defensive play from the Enigmas.
100 boost being stolen there from the back lines of the Harriers squad, but 2.5 minutes to use that to get another goal back in. Big miss from Evade, but Triss is there alongside backup to take it away from the net. Dangerously close on the part of the Enigma's side as Max goes back again. Balthazar comes forward, demos out Triss, again opening up a bit of a line. Max has got loads of boost, going to try and pass in, dribble up, bump in, but two players commit to the defensive. Now Tagger's got to get back because the Evade's going to boom it back downfield, off the crossbar, taken away by Balthazar. And good thing for the Harriers, they are just about getting back in time. Those overcommitments not quite being replicated, but it is a bit too dangerous for my liking. Counter-attack again going to get blocked off, and from there it just kind of falls to pieces.
Really is. 1-0, still holding the line. This has been way too long for both teams, really. Enigmas want to get a second one, and there is Balthazar
lovely!
off the Harris. I think there is competition for your player of the day here from Balthazar. The solo play, the 12s, it has got everything, and a few sprinkles on top.
Absolutely lovely there to get Harriers back in at 1-1 at this stage. MK Enigmas still just holding back in the back lines. Again, good stuff being held out thus far. Cynical over to the corner. Balthazar will take control once again. It's Evade back to the backboard. 20 seconds. Triss, control. Great dribble up. Not going to happen. Tag Matter and Max both in. Cynical, dunk down opportunity. And Tag Matter will take it away for the moment. Set up for Balthazar one more time, a good strike in, but Triss can take it away. Tag Matter with a punish opportunity, goes on towards the box. No one's there, and Balthazar steals it at the last second. Kingston Harriers, 2-1, they're in the lead this time.
This was such a cheeky little steal. Like, I feel almost bad there that Balthazar got it, but I mean, a man just wants to bolster his points. Can you blame him?
Absolutely not, I don't think, to be honest. Well, 60 seconds remaining here. Balthazar back over, trying to control once again. Over to Max, challenging to the sideboard. Cynical will tee it up. Triss is there to receive. Tag Matter over to the corner, all the same. The second chance against Evade. He'll bounce it back up, and Max earns 40 seconds to try and hold the defensive. There's a lot of pressure coming in from the Enigma's side. Evade's going to fall back as finally the clear comes in. Evade will take it away and evade any of the Kingston Harriers squad. Still got pressure coming in, over to the backboard, over to the corner. Balthazar off the ceiling, leaves it for Tag Matter. And Evade has to leave it for Triss once again. Maxons, big miss. Oh no! Big miss indeed, because no one else was there to recover it. It might be another overtime for us, Bacon.
This is just such a feels bad, man. Maxon's just not able to get up in the air quick enough, not able to take that flight. Unfortunately, a little bit too low. Triss is going to be all grins and giggles for that one. It is definitely looking like an overtime scenario, but who knows? We are close to that Enigma's net.
Oh, the boom plays. Triss will just get back in time to save it. Still, they've got pressure set up, and they're going to bounce it back into the center before it's taken away once again by the clears. Balthazar, loads of boost. How much further can he carry this? Not that far at all. It's overtime, Bacon, in what looked like a counter-attack for the ages for the Harriers, delivering moment after moment so far here in just game 2 of the best of 7. As Tag Mata controls in off the ceiling, bounces it into the box a little bit late on the part of Balthazar. Maxons have to fall back and save it, get it back to the backboard. Triss here set up for the dunk down chance. It's off the crossbar. Big misses again! And Cynical will be able to cinch it for the MK Enigmas. 3-2 on the board in 19 seconds of overtime in game 2. It's a 2-0 lead thus far here in the series. And you're looking a bit distraught, Bacon.
Yeah, horrible times there for the Kingston Harriers. Just right at the end, they couldn't clutch it on out. It was super unfortunate there for them. Just because you got to think, all three players tried to get involved with that defensive, and it just did not happen. All three players near enough doing little flybys, and sad times for the Kingston Harriers right there.
Yeah, especially when you consider that just in the last 10 seconds of that matchup, there was a fantastic boom clear from, I believe it was either Taggers or Balthazar, and it went right down the other end of the field of the MK Enigmas. And if it wasn't for Triss being in the right place at the right time, that would have actually gone in. They probably wouldn't even have to play overtime. And as an extension, they would have actually won that game and turned us back to an even series, Bacon. So, as you say, very unfortunate for them. But those small little mistakes coming in the overtime, forced out by the part of the MK Enigmas, really kind of... if they iron those out, then really we could have like a hell of a game on our hands.
But what wasn't a little bit of a disappointing moment, though, Jay, the Lionhearts went and did a 4-0. Both teams on the bracket. So there's my Lionhearts jersey. I'll be wearing that with pride after this next game. Oh yeah. I even went and got the digital bacon on it. I am a full Lionhearts fan. We're going to finals, my dude. Your Spartans didn't even get to the playoffs. My Lions, we're going the whole way. You're just jealous. Let's get on to the next game.
I've got no comeback for that, is the worst part about it, because you're absolutely right. Spartans, what are you doing, man? Jeez.
Next season. You got to start coaching your lads. That's the thing.
I might have to do that, actually. Yeah, I might have to do that.
Head on down to the arena.
It will be a bit difficult, because I'll also be casting the next season, probably. So, yeah. That'll be a bit difficult. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Midweek sessions, that's it. You don't have to be coaching there on.
We'll figure it out. Anyways, we are slightly a little bit delayed on this third game due to a couple of technical issues on the part of. Okay. I understand. There's some technical issues which is being told like it is, but we're ready to go now. Here we go. Only 30 seconds into this one. That's a bit of an awkward, way to enter the game. Not the first time Bacon, but regardless, it's still all zeroed out here as Triss goes for the first shot on target for the Enigma's side. It's back over to Maxons. Balthazar here to the backboard. It's evading the ball entirely as the Harriers do get the opportunity to move it back downfield. One good chance for Maxons. Good triple. Great 50-50 not to be evade. Able to block it. Cynical will clear it back down the other end of the field. And Balthazar will be there to defend it. Fortunately enough, pinch it away for the Harriers side. One chance for Maxons. Will waterfall it back in. Opportunity here for Tag Mata. Taken away by evade.
I might have just been wrong. I said that was going to drop down and it didn't. Clearly, the players know more than me. Oh, good demos coming out from Cynical there. Could have avoided the danger.
Balthazar, midfield control. Ball will remain in that midfield for the moment. Big miss from two players. I think that was Triss and Maxons. Maxons for certain. So he'll go up and try and redirect it. That's on target. Not a bump. Not enough of a bump, I should say, from Balthazar. Max cannot get his goal in. Cynical able to block it, as well evade, block the shot coming in from Tag Mata. The accuracy has improved for the Kingston Harriers over the course of this one. They've only got to just go a little bit further with trying to break down the defensive of the MK Enigmas.
The problem is, though, they're not giving themselves the options in the centre still, Jay. It's the only problem. They're still throwing themselves at the ball. Evade. Oh, I feel so bad for him there. He had the time to stop, but he panicked. He just wanted to get to net. That's a great throw downfield from Taggers, but evade. I don't know how he got around the world there in such a short period of time.
Couple of big open nets from both sides, and a little bit of luck will get them through the night here. Still zeroed out as we approach that half-time marker. Cynical, challenged by Balthazar. Triss will go high and take it to the backboard. Tag Mata's there to meet him, but Triss still manages to get a pass back to evade. Bounces it directly into the danger box and everything. Cynical tees it off over to Belf. Good shot up to the upper 90. It pinches off the crossbar instead. And there will not be a goal in for the Harriers once again. This time Demo's in, pass up the Triss. Good blocking from Max this time. Evade with a fantastic pass, but not to be for the MK Enigmas. Got a lot of pressure going, but they're going to be forced to back off.
Yeah, and they will want to back off, and they need to get that boost. can see Triss up in the air with 14 still, and he's now deep in his opponent's end. He's going to have to rotate the whole way back to get some, and a good thing he did, because that could have been a disastrous situation if that had only just reached the net.
Still good pass back to evade from him at the other end of the field. That certainly was a bit of a challenge for Tigers to save. Good tee off. Once again, it will be Balthazar there to defend against it. Great stuff being posted by the Harriers defensive and the Enigmas offensive. And once again, return back to the midfield. Cynical to the backboard. Tee away from Belth. Triss goes back in once again, going to try and pepper the backboard. Two players bumped out of the way, but no one can commit towards it. Balthazar still in the midfield as well. Challenged by one of Evade. Max will take it away from him, but Triss on the other side of the field to receive it. Sets up Cynical for the dunk down chance. Big miss from the defense, and that will be the first finally scored once again by the Enigmas.
He was only just a whisker away from this one, Taggers. Almost like he wrapped himself around the ball, and Cynical just picking it up. He's not going to have a care in the world. He actually quite likes that one.
Minute and 19, score one more. The pressure certainly is on for the Harriers. Not the most difficult affair. And look at Cynical already going to the backboard. Big miss there from Max, but no one there to follow up as Cynical cannot go for the double touch. Look at this counter-attack as well. Again, these counter-attacks are good from the Kingston Harriers, but as you mentioned and making a mention earlier, they're just unable to find that final sort of shot. And that's a problem that has persisted over the course of this one. 60 seconds. Tee away from the Harriers. It's Triss. Up and over, missing out on his control. Max hands up, Cynical to try and dunk down against this 1 second touch taken away by Tag Mata. And a good challenge again by the 50-50 of the Enigmas squad. Cynical still got pressure, bounces back to the center line. Tag Mata will take it away. Cynical with plenty of boost as well, can dribble it past the first. Not quite the second in this one, Bacon. Still up, evade, there to control. If they keep this pressure going, Enigmas, then there will be no chance for the Harriers to get themselves in with a goal. 30 seconds left, and Triss will eventually strike with that second. Unrelenting pressure from the Enigmas, and it's going to work out to their favour.
Yeah, nice little setup play here coming out from Evade. Brilliant little 50-50 against the wall, and Triss, for me, is that speed and the reactions to get onto that back post, Jay, and be able to just give it a little tiny tippy-tappy into the net.
27 seconds, Harriers maybe looking at another loss right here after such a good fight being put up over the course of these last two games as well. Three players in the net, it's Evade there for the double touch, no one on the backboard to take it away. Cynical will come forward as he runs out of boost on his teammate, gets a demo in against Max Ernst, and Evade bounces up, sets up Triss, perfect open net, and now the defensive is really starting to fall to pieces for the Harriers.
Yeah, that is pretty much just stamped and sealed this game number 3. I'm worried, Jay. Is today the day of sweeps? Like, I'm scared, man.
I mean, maybe. Like, this again, such good matches as well, to be honest. Like, I don't think 4-0 tells the story of either particular series. Even if this one is going to end up being a 4-0. I mean, this match is
I hope
4-0,
not.
so.
I hope.
Oh, no, I absolutely hope not. I want Kingston Harriers to get a couple of games in on the back of this one, Bacon, because like
they definitely can as well. They've got the capabilities. This was just more, once it went to 2-0, they started to really come back into it, and of course throwing it all out the window, so defense becomes less of a thought, you know? It was all about that attack, and unfortunately that does mean you are weaker in the defensive, meaning if it don't go right in the attack, those counters come through strong, and that is what the MK Enigmas were able to pull off.
Into the box, the ball will be killed, and there you go. A 3-0 for the MK Enigmas in this one, Bacon.
I said I'll wear it. Good pride.
Yeah. You just put that on literally just 10 seconds ago, just before we came back on air. Well played, by the way, to get changed that quickly, by the way. That's
just what I do.
Particularly impressive.
Yeah,
but back to the match at hand, right? I'm actually really impressed with that. That's actually really good.
Hey,
back
and
to
if
the match.
you guys at home actually want one of these shirts,
That's true, yes.
we can do a little sellout,
Raven.gg.
of course. Raven.gg. Head on over there, Belong Arena Clash, and we have got every single arena over on there. You can get your own in whatever size you want, and it helps support us, but also you can support your local arena, and that's what it's really all about, ain't it?
Yeah, I think I'll stick to my shirt for now. So, yeah, I've got nothing else to add to that. But going back to the match of MK Enigmas versus Kingston Harriers, again, I'm hoping for at least one game out of the Harriers side.
Oh yeah, definitely. They deserve that much at least. They're a strong side. It just is the problem of every single team is stacked. I've been watching some of the
lovely!
It's just a case across the board. Every player at this point into playoffs is phenomenal. What a hit and a half coming out from Balthazar.
I think I might have to think about who's the real MVP in this one, but like Balthazar, 2 fantastic shots on his own lonesome. 3, actually, you're right, yeah, 3 over the course of this series. It's turning things up for the Kingston Harriers. Look at Tag Matter as well. Okay, Harriers, second goal scored. This time it's them that take early control of the matchup above the Enigma side.
They have 4 games to win and a dream. I could see this dream coming off. I want this dream to somewhat get the whole way, because really we're not biased to any of these teams apart from, you know, Lionhearts and me. You can't be biased anymore.
Shut up.
It just comes down to I want game 7s and I want them bad. Come on, Harriers, come on, Twitch chat. Let's give them our support, because we definitely want this to go the whole way to 7.
Beautiful setup to Tag Matter. Balthazar bounce back to the backboard. Cynical start the gears a little bit, try dribble in. Great aerial stuff from him, but Tag is able to take it away. Good reads on his part. His reads have been fantastic over the course of this series. Turn back over to the midfield. Triss to the corner once again. That's up and over. Cynical will take control. Pass up. Beaten out by 2 players on the defensive commitment, I should say, from the Kingston Harriers. Triss dribble out. Over and up for Cynical to take control. Tag Matter again into the corner. Bounce back off the backboard, taken away by Max Zones. He picks up the 100 boost, evade. Pass up and over to the right-hand side of the net. Tag Matter and Triss, the 2 Ts of the series. Can't quite beat each other out at the moment here. He's going back to go to the backboard of the Harriers side. Good double touches again from Cynical and Triss, but unable to punch it home again. Close but no cigar against the Harriers, and this time it's the MK Enigmas offensive that can't go past that final hurdle. As Harriers set themselves up against the green side. Good bumps in, good open net, but Triss adjusts.
Yeah, and a good run down field from Bell. He's on it again. He's got an option for once in the centre, but it just did not connect. Unfortunate there from Max Ernst. Taggers across pitch. Not going to be able to get it the whole way.
Cynical!
This close down from Cynical is just dirty.
I think we've got a number of MVP contender players at the moment here. This was absolutely fantastic.
Spoiled.
No right winning out that 50-50. And that might put us back in this one for the MK Enigmas. 2-1 on the board. Kingston Harriers still maintain control. And look at Cynical off the backboard again. It's going to be taken away by Balthazar this time. Max Ernst beaten out by Triss. Tag Matter will return back over to the right-hand side of the net. Cynical bounces up. 2 players miss out on those touches. Evade will evade Balthazar. Can't evade Tag Matter though. Tag Matter should be able to win out that particular challenge once again. Triss over to the centre. Cynical, nice upper net. Chance off the crossbar. And Triss will come up with a dunk down chance. He's got no boost to control it in. So Harriers will be able to get out of dodge just in time.
Yeah, but remember, it's only just reaching the halfway mark of this game, Jay. 1 goal separating these 2 teams. Harriers, for me, really need to find another goal to give themselves a little bit of safety, and they are trying. Problem is, MK Enigmas are just holding on, but not for long. That ball to centre by Triss. Not good enough.
Took a little bit of time, the tension hung in the air for about 5 seconds or so, but all 3 players of the MK Enigmas again committing out to the left-hand side of that net, and that will be a big problem for them. Obviously, they're going to concede yet another goal to the Harriers side. As Evade challenges on to Balthazar. Again, the pressure tries to come in from the Harriers. Balthazar, great dribble. Oh, that is fantastic from him as the Harriers continue to extend their lead. The momentum has truly swung in their favour.
Bell has been doing absolutely fantastic this evening. I love that 4th goal, and this has got to give them so much confidence. We asked for Twitch chat to supply it. They definitely have. You can see it. And of course, at the same time, the Kingston Harriers are feeling it. This is almost like a Dragon Ball Z Spirit Bomb scenario. I can feel it, Jay.
3 goals to make up on the Enigma's side. Kingston Harriers have every card going their favour. Waterfall chance for Triss. He can't make it happen. Cynical's got a nice open net. It's blocked off by Max Ernst, and a Balthazar is able to defend the follow-up shot from Evade. Triss coming in as the 3rd man, sets it up to the backboard for Cynical, keeps the play going as the bumps come in, but Max Ernst holds down the back line once again, gets it out of the box, and a fantastic defensive to complement what has been a fantastic offensive so far from the Harriers, and they look to try and get 1 more on the board right here.
Yeah, proper Moncaress moments in defense there, Jay. They do weather it through and do come out the opposite end. Not so smelling of roses, we will say, because it's still quite scary. There's 1 minute 10 left in this game. 3 goals separating them. And I'm just going to say, Cynical and the boys look like they could pull off those 3 goals. They're getting aggressive.
It's going to be difficult, Baker. Let's be real here, right?
We've
3
seen it
goals
before,
in 60 seconds. Now, we've seen it before, but it's often said that a 4-1 or a 3-0 scoreline is at the point of no recovery. It's a common saying in Rocket League, especially at a lot of professional levels. So with Harriers having the pressure going right now, not a whole lot going the way of the Enigma's side other than their talent already. Backboard continuing to get peppered. Balthazar going to redirect it into the centre line. Chance available, but Triss is able to clear it back down the other end of the field. Maxons is here. Tag Matter ready to receive as Maxons pinches it off, bounces it off another defending player of the MK Enigma so they can continue to stall for time. It's Evade with control. Cynical there, try and bump out Max. Good play out, fakes it, but it bounces off the post and a clear back downfield. Again, continues to waste precious seconds for the MK Enigmas as Tag Matter waterfalls it in front of the net. Awkward ball, 2 players commit to the defensive, but a final 10-second countdown renders this comeback impossible as the Harriers will not concede 1 in that case, actually bouncing off the post for the part of Evade. But it will be a game for the Harriers nonetheless, no matter how many goals come in for the Enigmas at this stage. 3-1 on the board, and we mentioned the impossibility of the reverse sweep in the best of 7. How much are we entertaining this thought right now with the Harriers?
I mean, Harriers have done one thing no other team that has lost at least today has done. That's got at least 1 game off. It's all been 4-0 sweeps apart from this series. We knew it was going to be a special one, and that clearly is correct out of all of them. But looking at this, from that dominating performance, and it's all about control with the Harriers, isn't it? It's all about making sure that third man is not too far up, yet they're still putting on a lot of pressure, and a lot of pressure is the answer for this team, of course, because the MK Enigmas, like a lot of the Belong Arenas teams, they haven't got that chemistry yet. They've been playing for a few weeks, you know, just turning up once a week, maybe twice for training sessions and all of that to the arenas, and playing largely for fun, you got to think, for this. A little bit of prize money sprinkled on top is a lot of incentive, as well as, you know, just good times. So the Harriers, from using a lot of pressure, are knocking down the Enigma's defense.
Oh no!
Such a close opportunity there.
One small mistake, one small misposition now allows the breakaway for Cynical as Kingston Harriers start things off so effectively off the back of the kickoff. And look at the 50-50s coming in from Balthazar and Tag Matter, bouncing off the corner. Cynical ready for Maxon. Evade will challenge on towards him and clear it back to the midfield. Might be able to get a second touch on Belth. Actually, no, he's out of boost. Ignore that. Cynical keeps it in the blue half for the moment. A great start again by the Harriers, but now the pressure can start to get set up by the Enigma's side. Passing over to that corner, Tag Matter takes it from the midfield back over to the green half. Set up again for Maxons to go for a shot. Cynical will be able to save against it. There's a good defensive being posted by both squads for the moment. Back and forth, dangerous ball, but saved away by Maxons this time.
I actually quite like that pass from Taggers there up to Maxons. Look, that's the first time a shot towards your own net has actually worked out for me.
Oh no!
Oh no! Evade too quick there.
Just on the 4-minute marker, Maxons tried his best to recover against the demo on Tag Matter, and that was the mistake forced out by Enigmas. That gives them that first. Will that be enough to put them past the edge of it and take their 4th and final game in the quarterfinals? Cynical over to Triss here again in the Enigma's half. Back off from Tag Matter to the backboard. Balthazar trying to see if he can challenge. Tag gets a quick demo on towards one-man backboard play. Redirect cannot come in as Tag Matter's coming in from the side and not the centre. It's now Evade with his own dribble. Gets it past to Tag Matter. There for a defensive hold. Triss will try to get it past Maxons, who takes control of the ball, disrupts it, pass up to Balthazar. Big miss from him. Tag Matter will be there to try and recover. He gets it past 1 and the 2nd, but no one there to try and punch it past the 3rd.
Yeah, they're going to have to be careful now, the lads of Kingston Harriers, because of course MK Enigmas have found their way through, and so they're going to be looking to do that again. Nice beefy clear, but of course there are 2 men back for the Enigmas. This is going to be a very cautious game for both sides, I think.
Maxons challenged by 1, boom over to the right hand side of the net, taken away regardless. Triss with an open chance, but Max is able to block it. Again, good reads coming in from the Harriers side, but And MK Enigma's getting a lot more contact base, a lot more harassment to that back line. Still good flick from Maxens, trying to get it past the second man. It will be blocked off by Triss. Tagmata tries to recover, takes it over to the right-hand side, pass into the box, but they're both going back for boost on the Harriers side. A little bit too much of, fuel burning going on that particular side. Not able to manage it effectively, leaves very few options in terms of the offensive. The pressure will continue to come in from the Harriers side. Tagmata trying to pass in, but not quite getting the touch in. Balthazar leaves it to the box. T back away from the box, allows a quick kick to come in from Evade, taken away by Maxens because that one was on target.
You talked about that boost management earlier, and yes, it is so crucial. To a note, you'll notice a lot of players, Jay, will be sort of tapping the boost, because essentially as soon as they get up to supersonic speed, they'll want to keep a hold of it. That doesn't mean you have to keep on the boost continuously. You just got to be tapping it to essentially keep you up to that momentum. It's one of those basic skills which, of course, these guys know, but anyone at home that's interested, of course, a little tip there for you.
Oh!
Talk about a tip.
Talk about a touch. Talk about a Triss for that matter. Two goals on the board for the Enigma's side, and a fantastic pass from Evade to Triss. Slipping it past the back line as Harriers were ready to commit another counter-attack. MK Enigma's finally inserted themselves to disrupt it, and now they're in real trouble on the blue side of the court. Tagmata challenging onto Evade, and Evade will get it past him. 3-0, and things now are really starting to crumble down for the Harriers. They're going to need a miracle at this stage to bring this back.
Yeah, defense seemingly being the enigma for the Harriers right now, not being able to find it at all. They've got 1 minute 50 to get 3 goals. Durable. They weren't able to do it in 1 minute earlier, but let's see.
Oh, Evade!
Jesus! Off the kickoff as well, this is just absolute guts to go downfield and commit into this. Just take a bow of aid on that one.
4-0. Not the series scoreline, but certainly will be the current scoreline of this game. I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest. Harriers are looking a bit distraught at the moment. Very big mistake coming in on that particular defensive demo in. Tagmata forces the only goal. Maxens. There you go. Slight silver lining, but a minute and 30 to score 3, Bacon. Harriers, they've seen them get the first couple of goals in on their games and have managed to turn it all around and do some really good work in terms of coming back. But it's still pretty difficult. Do you think they can do it?
Yes, 1 goal every 30 seconds is possible. We're talking probably a quick kick-off goal and then 2, normal, let's say 30, 40-second goals, whatever. It's possible, and they're just going to throw everything into the attack now. You can't blame them. It all comes down to Enigmas if they can hold off on defense and get that ball downfield for a counter. We could see Enigmas suddenly just absolutely blow out with goals here, but this attack from the Harriers is actually quite nice and solid.
Slight missed timings, and now Cynical will be defended against by Max. Barely holding his own right now. It's Tagmata past one man. Oh, nice sequence. Taggers takes it high though. He's going to try control it in, but he does! And he's got it!
What
Another fantastic team sequence from Harriers. The second is scored. 2 more to go.
I told you about Taggers 1v1 prowess, and this is the example of it. That slowdown, the catch on the ball, to be able to control it like that and then flick it, that is why he loves the Batmobile as well. Being able to do that is pretty much just instinct to the lad.
Look at the kickoff as well. Harriers with the early pressure into the corner once again. Tagmata evaded by Evade. Max washed. Maxens. Max the man leaves it for Tigers, trying to try and pinch it in. Awkward ball will go slow towards the box, and the final 30-second gong will sound. Time is running short. Harriers have performed so well up to this point. Can they do it? Can they make that comeback happen? They're going to need an attack right now. Evade will block it, put it back over to the blue box, and Maxens will try and take point in the offensive. Balthazar a little bit too far wide of the target. Demos in, chance off the backboard. Balthazar's not in position to take the strike, and he misses a massive shot. Max trying to recover it, but it's boomed back down the other end of the field. It's going in the back of the net, and the Harriers with the best opportunity wasted by one missed touch. 5-2. It's over. It's a 4-1 series regardless of what happens in the next 3 seconds, Bacon. And you are looking very, very disappointed.
I believe, Jay. That's
I did too.
The story was there. The script had everything in. the Harriers' favour for that game, but unfortunately the Monkeys in the back end, they're just not right in the truth. It is going to be the Enigmas taking the series, like you said, 4-1 to the Harriers. Fantastic plays from both those two teams. 4-1 does not actually show and represent that series well enough. That is a game that was of the highest quality, and Harriers should be proud of themselves of how they played. Yes, they do drop down in the quarters, and it is sad, but the Enigmas, they put up a good fight, and they earned their spot through to the semi-finals. And speaking of that, Jay, should we show the bracket?
Yes, we should. Take a look-see at this. The Pirates beat out the Centurions. They'll take on the Enigmas in next week's semi-finals. And the London Lionhearts going for that 4-0 sweep, as you mentioned a little bit earlier on in the bracket against the Guardians. We saw earlier the Claymores beat out the Arrows to take their spot in the semi-finals. So far, everything kind of playing out as expected. We've got the two top seeds in. We've got the two teams that we suspect to be in the finals currently playing in those semi-finals. No major upsets so far, Bacon. But still some very close matches, I'd say, especially that second one between Enigmas and Harriers.
Yeah, definitely. And when we look at Lionhearts and Claymores as well, that's the one I'm scared of, because the Claymores are the only team there that came into the playoffs as the second-seeded team. So they take down the top-seed team, not the Arrows. So this is where things get a little bit squiffy, and I can't wait for next week's matches, because, of course, we bring both of the semis.
It's going to be a very, very fun time. But that all comes your way next week, same time, same place at twitch.tv/Belong Arenas at 6:30 p.m. BST. We're going to be back in the studio for all that action. Yes. Wouldn't want to miss it for the world, Bacon, especially if we got the quality of that last match. I'm going to be excited about how things are going to work for the semi-finals, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Next week is going to be absolutely epic. Portsmouth Pirates going up against the MK Enigmas, and then of course London Lionhearts going up against the Clyde Claymores. That's actually a rematch from their group stage.
Exactly.
So that's going to be an interesting one to watch out for. But for me, I have not yet seen the Portsmouth Pirates. I really want to. We missed out, of course, in the earlier weeks, but
you know what, Bacon?
We get to see them.
We won't miss them next week. They will certainly be on stream and in action over the course of that one. So make sure you're tuning in again, twitch.tv/Belong Arena, 6:30 p.m. BST on Tuesdays. But until that point, we're going to bid you a farewell. I've been the Eternal Jay. Joining me has been my partner in crime, Digital Bacon, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for Overwatch and next week for even more of the Rocket League action.